Hello and welcome back to Son of a Petrol. Today we're continuing our Crusaders Kings 2. I can't quite remember where we left off, but I imagine we can just start the game and I'm sure I'll figure it out pretty quickly. So we still have one unlanded sons. We don't really have anything to give to them, so we really can't land them. So it is kind of just basically needing to get a claim on something. This guy's fairly good at. Oh yeah, I still haven't betrothed to her, so once that happens, I will try to increase my diplomacy if I can, as my aspiration. While we're waiting, I might as well kind of talk a little bit about traits, which are these things here on a person. Everyone has some, right? Everyone has some. Okay, now I have to work my way back to me. So I have the first one, no matter who you pick, is your education type trait. These little stars represent the different levels of how good they are. The more stars, the better. Because there is a education. Let me see if I can find it here. There is an education thing where you can educate people. So obviously, the higher the star level, the better. Now, let me see if I can just get rid of this. That's what that is. So this one is the Gray Emirates. Whatever, I'm going to screw words up. It essentially, it lists what happens. It decreases a martial skill as a base, and increases intrigue, diplomacy, and learning. It also increases fertility, which is good for making babies. There's also there is the seven sins and virtues, which are these last two, which are usually in red and green. So I have temperate, which allows me to get 2 stewardship, 10 opinion, and 10 opinion with anyone else that has that trait. And anyone that has the opposite, so the second sin, which I don't know what they are necessarily, loses 10 opinion of me. I also have worth, which is the 5th deadliest sin. It means I have a hot temper, so I have a boost in martial skill, but I lose some in intrigue and diplomacy. Then there's always the other ones, which are arbitrary, which lowers my stewardship, learning, and the vassal opinions. Shy just lowers my diplomacy. It means I don't want to talk to people. I don't know what's going on. My screen just lit up a lot. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but whatever. What else do we got? This is our house tree. If you click on the little icon, no matter who you click on, so if we clicked on her, you could see her house. So we'll just go back to mine just so you can see. Apparently we're saving, so okay. So this is me, so obviously you always can expand. So I have a brother, which is probably considered a half-brother because there is no mother technically. But no matter what, he has some claim onto my throne. See, there's always a claim on the county. Because my father would have owned it, and then I would pass it on to me being the oldest son. These are my children. None of them have children of their own, or else there would be little plus signs. Go to the head of the dynasty. Always brings you to whoever's currently in power. And you can always go to the founder of the dynasty, which is whoever's at the highest point. So if we do go to her, so she is obviously not going to be the head of the dynasty. Her father is, who's the king. My beloved half-brother is concerned that he is still not married. I will find him someone nice, so I'll marry him off too. Right? But while if we go to the head of the founder of the dynasty, my subjective opinions have always given me more praise than criticism. Who knew arbitrarily would be good? So that's that. So there's other obviously icons going on here. So this, no, it doesn't actually. There's always a pope, even if Rome falls. The pope can grant divorces. This is all different types of things the pope can do. You can always convert religions if all of a sudden you want to become I don't know what the other religions are. a Sunni or whatever, or Orthodox. You can convert into religions, but I find the Catholics the best if you're over here, because everyone's Catholic, and if you're not the same religion, it gives them right to invade you. So sometimes it's best just to conform, even though it might give you different benefits. I don't know what the other benefits are. I'm sure I could find out somewhere. What else do we got here? So this is the dynasty tree that I've already showed you. This is the family tree. It shows you your family. Alright, you click on it. So he had 2 sons. He has no children. I have to marry him. So let's actually arrange this marriage. I don't really like him, and I want him to be lower than the lowest as possible. Okay, so he got money essentially. That was an event triggered by our Stewart. That means he just collected more taxes than usual. I think that's good enough for him. Oh wait, what's going on? And now he's failed, so now it triggered a new event. My liege, I write to you with bad news from, I'm not going to pronounce that properly, so we're just going to skip over that. My efforts to squeeze some extra tax out of the population has met with resistance. The peasants are arming themselves, and I fear we might have a revolt on our hand here soon. Your humbled steward, which is our son and our heir. So that just basically means that there's a high, it increases the local revolt risk, and it reduces the opinion of the 2 vassals. It probably won't happen, and nevertheless, it won't really matter. There's no way that they'll have enough people to actually harm me in any way. Now, I was trying to marry him. Arrange patrol. It's not. I hate this new menu, I must say. Come on, just. Oh, she just gained age. She's of age now. I just wanted to see where the hell she was from. Okay, she's from there. That's good enough. That's good enough for him. And he just lost her, but whatever. I don't know where she was from, so I don't really care who he marries. He won't really. The only reason why I'm actually marrying him is or else he's just gonna keep, sending me messages. That's from the same area. So I'll just marry him off. He's not really coming into importance in any way. There's actually a war going on right here. Wonder who he's fighting against. He's being raided by the Vikings, which actually, that's a whole nother mechanic which I won't really explain unless we get invaded. I hate that I can't use this way. My screen doesn't scroll that way when I push my mouse that way. I'm sure that can be fixed in the options. Okay, anyways, while we're still waiting for some more claims, I might as well continue to explain the last one, which is the realm tree. The realm tree is actually really useful. First of all, when you click that, it'll show you all your different vassals. I'm still contemplating whether or not I drop this guy out. Okay, so he's been a success. So that just basically means the Pope likes us better. Anyways, why this menu is so helpful is if you hover over this percentage up in the top is the percentage of troops compared to your own. So if he decided that he really hated me and he wanted my land and he had a claim on it, he only has 59% of the troops that I can raise. There is a slight flaw with that because my number will always be 100% of my vassals. You can always hover over and it'll show you what you have currently. So my total top levy is 1,500. Well, we'll just round that to 1,600, right? So I can get 1,600 troops from my vassals and myself, right? So relative strength to myself is 100%. So currently, if some of the people died, so say I went to war, this number, I wish I could point, but I can't, but where it says current levy of Earl, whatever, Earl me, says just short of 1,600. If some of my troops died, that number would be smaller. And of course, you can always hover over the other one. So this guy has none because he sends all his money and all his troops to Rome, hypothetically, unless he liked me more than the Pope, which I can show you where you can find that out. But on the other hand, this is the other guy. He has 900 troops, so he probably does have more troops than me. But I still would be able to probably take him if need be. Now, just quickly about that vassal, or the Pope, right here is where it is. If this number is higher than this number, he won't send you any taxes or give you any troops. But if this number here is higher than this one, you get taxes and troops. So right now, I would be getting 19 gold or ducats or whatever you want to call it from him if he didn't like the Pope more than me. I can always, remove his land or whatever. You could always revoke this guy's title, but actually, I bet you this is a good time to introduce a plot. Yep, I bet you a plot might not be that difficult. So, plot power. This is where the plot is. It's under the intrigue menu, or you could do it as I just showed you through the little button that was there. Or you can always just go through intrigue. It's easier to, if you're trying to kill someone, it's easier to do it that way, just because it won't show up in your main menu here, unless it's directly related to you. But anyway, so I have a target. So I have 41% plot power. The higher the plot power, the better, right? This little button auto invites people into it. So, or you can click the plus and you can see that there's people. And you can invite each person. So I always go by plot power. These little arrows next to it are the different. See, actually, 2 people already joined me. So I have 81 or 88% plot power. The higher the better. You need at least 100% before anything really happens. Or it doesn't, or it takes a fair lot of time. So, the different symbols. This means that they will not be willing to join our plot at all. No matter what, they won't. This means that they might be able to if you give them some incentive of sorts. And of course, these people don't want to, even though he's already joined my plot. But anyway, so we're going to try and bribe this one. This is the percentage of plot power that will be added. So we can go over to this guy, and then we're going to send a little bag of gold, which is going to be incredibly expensive. But just for example. This doesn't always mean that they are going to. Yeah, he did join. Doesn't always mean that they are going to join, but sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. That was a lot of money for what I actually am earning, so I won't be doing that with the other person, although I could. What else can we talk about? Let's see what time we're at here. We're not really even close. These episodes are going to be a little longer than the typical Minecraft ones, just because there's so much more and it will take forever if we don't. So we changed that. I guess I can explain the gender laws as well. Basically, as it sits right now, only males. Oh, hold on. I gain more troops. My liege, since I've arrived. There has been never a shortage of soldiers, reinforcing the troops stationed here under the guidance they believe fame and fortune awaits them. Their humble marshal. Okay. Essentially, I gained 50% of my troops. It helped increase it. So we're going to pause right now because we got a whole bunch of new things because our patrol has gained of age. Oh no. Norway won. Darn it. Whatever. Nevertheless, so we just basically married someone that doesn't really need to be there. So first things first, we're unmarried. One of our children are lacking guardianship, so we'll deal with that next. And the patrol can be married. So we can get married to her, Princess of England. So we send that off when time ticks, which will allow to tick. It's also going to give us our aspiration. Oh, and look at that. Just in time, we got a claim on that territory that we just had. My liege, my work in Umbrage, or whatever we're going to call that. seems to have come to fruition. By bribing and cajoling the storage, threatening, forging documents, I have managed to fabricate a claim on the county, presently held by this guy right here. I leave it up to you whether or not we use it. So I lose 28 gold and 50 prestige, which we really can't afford the prestige, but nevertheless will allow us, and we have a claim. So we have to wait. We're going to have to wait a little bit for that to rebound. And meanwhile, we should almost be ready to be married. There we go. Let me just close this out. So we get a little advantage. So Princess whatever and me have gotten married. We can collect a royal duty aid to pay for the ceremony. So yes, you can collect 14 gold, or no, you can get 50 prestige. It's really doesn't really matter which you pick. I'm thinking we get a whole bunch of prestige because we just married a royal. So I'm going to collect the gold just because we are going to be going to war soon enough. And we're going to need some money in case we need some mercenaries. So I fulfilled my ambition. First things first, we're going to move this over here. I don't feel like I want to invade until I have claims on both of these territories. Solely because if I attack this, I'm going to and win, I'll get this piece. But this will still remain in my duchy. And I won't be able to attack them because this is the same person that owns it. And there's a penalty if you re-attack someone within a certain amount of years. So if I have the claims on both, and well, then again, that's a little touch and go. Well, let me pause for a second just so I can explain it. So this guy has a liege. Who is this guy? This is the guy that is the highest level on this territory. So if I attack this guy, I can win this claim, or this county, but I won't be able to attack him for, I think it's like 5 years or something. So if I have claims on both, I can press the claims on both at the same time and take both from them. So first things first, that's a little confusing. I'm sure we'll see later in the game how that works. We need to pick a new ambition. So, amass wealth. I'm not really going to be able to do that anytime soon. Patron virtue, have a daughter. Improve martial ability, improve stewardship, learning, and intrigue. Or become the King of Ireland, which cannot be abandoned until you become the King of Ireland. So I think I actually kind of want to have a daughter first. Daughters are pretty good to have so that you can marry them off and spread your I'm looking for a word here. Seed? We'll go with seed among the world. The only problem that I'm seeing with not attacking is I am 44 years old. So I'm not 100% sure whether or not that might not be a good idea to attack, because as soon as I die, I lose that claim. How old is my son? He's 20, so I'd have enough time if all of a sudden I died. Okay, so we're pressing the claim on there. What else do we want? Oh, what's this? My liege, my mission. Oh, so just basically the Pope has gained even more respect. He's at war. I'm just kind of reading what's going on. So he's currently at war against William. He's attacking someone over that. He's really screwing up, I think. He's defending against the Scottish. This is the problem with the AI. He's defending the revolt there. And what else is he doing? And he's defending against a guy in Wales. And that is not... Oh, my father-in-law died. How's he related? My father-in-law died. Oh, he died in battle. At least he died in glory. So my wife should be somewhere here. Her? No. Brother-in-law. Oh, there she is. So that'll be my sister-in-law, and also the person I believe that my son is marrying. Yes. Okay, so now to deal with this lack of guardianship. So this basically means that you have to educate the child. So although he's not really that important, he'll probably never get the throne. The best thing to do is look for someone that has a really good learning skill. So you kind of look down here. So this guy's fairly good, which I think is who he actually recommended. 2. Usually 4 is pretty good. I could educate him myself. The second thing to look for is some of these traits, because they can kind of pass off. So this guy has a lot more, other than he's depressed, he has a lot more virtues, so I would go with this guy. So you just kind of send that, and since he is in my court, he has to do as I say. So that's about that. What else? How's my plot? I've gained my wife as a plot. Helper? I'm going to go with helper. So, what else do we got? We can buy indulgence for our sin. That helps our piety. How's our military? So we have still that many. Technology, laws. Let's see. Oh, what's this? Oh, apparently I have an illegitimate son. My trusted and devoted chamberlain has brought to my attention that one of the serving maids has given birth to a child. According to him, my son is the father. Oh, actually, it's not me. It's my son that's been screwing the help. So that's my boy. So I lose 10 piety, and I gain lustful trait, which is not a good one. Force him to adopt to prevent the scandal. He loses opinion, I lose piety. Give him a beating for messing with the inferiors. Right? And send him to confess his sins. So, church gives opinion, kills his fertility. It's just like, this is my heir, right? So that will be me. I'm going to go make him go to the church and confess his sins. Shouldn't be screwing the help. So let's speed this up a little bit more. So just out of the side note, before we can attack, you always want to make sure that you have more troops than him. So in this point, that I have more troops than him, so I'd be able to roll right over him. This guy actually has more troops. So he is 1,700. So they have a lot more troops than I do. Because when I attack this, obviously he's got the interest of, defending it. And he's also got an interest. So in total, I don't know what happened there. Oh, I'm saving, that's why. Sometimes just saving is a pain. So in total, I wish it had a total strength. So 1,700 and 1,500. So I'm going to need mercenaries if I plan on taking this. But until then, really can't do anything until I have that. How much are mercenaries? I'm gonna need. It's best to try and avoid the mercenaries. He just set up an anti-pope. So these are boats. So 1,300 troops. It's 150 with no monthly cost. Oh, that's why. Because everyone's hired already. Hmm. Everyone has these people hired. Well, not really. $11 or 11 gold a month. Oh, good, my wife is pregnant, so that gives me 1,500 more troops. Which is actually probably pretty good. That would be the one I would pick. You can look into this stuff, doesn't really matter. This game, the sole thing is, more troops you win. That is exactly what it comes down to. So, I really don't know what else I can do here. Holy Roman Empire is under revolt. France is being France. So we could actually probably, no. I was going to say, you can probably see his different relations. So I have different marriage titles, brother-in-law, sister-in-laws. So, Liege, King Harold. So that's actually up here. These people own England again. So what's going on here? I'm just a little confused on who he is. He's the Duke of Essex. Okay. One of the things is if a couple of these generations go by and all of a sudden they all die, I have a potential to inherit all of it, including Iceland. But my first goal is really to end up with Ireland. All my counselors kind of doing their thing, or... Oh look, my son is of legal age. And I'm saving. Oh, I had a daughter. That's her name. You can always change the name. I don't change no names. It's too much work. So now I can marry these peoples. Marry those off. Now pick my new ambition. I would like to... I'd like to improve my intrigue. Betrothed can be married. That's being sent off. Unmarried heirs. Should have picked that sister. She looks better than the one that I picked. So, yep, allowing the marriage to go through. It's probably because she's 18. See if I... Well, when my wife... When I die, my son can marry my wife. Okay, so here's the intrigue. I've been just kind of waiting for this to happen. So my co-conspirator, which is my son, has assembled a party of mercenaries who will ambush Mayor, whatever, disguised as highwaymen. I'm assured that he will not survive this encounter. So the roads, yes, basically I'm approving the plan. So in just a short period of time, which we can wait, we'll find out whether or not the plan actually worked, and whether or not we managed to kill the man that we wish to die. Success! The mercenaries ambushed the carriage of Mayor whatever, and has made short work of him. Unfortunately, the driver survived and saw through their disguises. My involvement is now public knowledge. Good but bad. So basically that means that Um, they know that, so his heir will know. So why? So try and imprison my son. I don't know why it wants me to imprison him. Probably because we just failed. So essentially we have a new vassal that may like us a little more. This one. Nope. Where is he? This guy. So this is our new vassal. He's the mayor. So he likes me a little bit more. Which will be easier to... You can give him an honorary title if you really wanted to help him out. Give him a positive spin, which we'll need if we go into war. So, we can't really deal with that because we can't. We could also see our wife die if you wanted to go that way. That's usually all that ever shows, is your wife dying. Technology, laws, I don't know. I figure that that's probably good for this episode. Next episode, hopefully we'll get the claim here and we will invade and own ourselves a duchy. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a most wonderful, tremendous day. Goodbye.